like both kinds of football, country and Western. Hopefully you know that reference from the Blues Brothers. Because we are fans of one kind of football, particularly within a college football community. Of course, we're also Green Bay Packers fans. But also, today we are watching that other kind of football. Team USA against the Netherlands, second round of the World Cup.
Yup.
And we're going to be joined by some other kinds of football fans. One of them sitting in Mexico City, who's joining us as a Team USA fan, Todd Guy.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
And by the way, we know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Anthony.
I'm Daddy. The rest of the world knows me as Jay. Join Todd Guy. Check him out right there. Todd Guy 4395. Go subscribe to his channel. I'll let you describe what you do best.
Well, I will be getting back into college football videos. I kind of got out of that for the last couple of weeks because I was in the middle of moving and all that. But what I do a lot of is on Monday nights, we play Sports Jeopardy on my channel at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday night, we play trivia. So nice. Just to kind of break up, because there's a whole bunch of football content out there. So I like to show all the YouTubers come over and they're on my panel and that. So we see how smart they really are.
Yeah. At some point, I definitely want to come on and join you.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun.
After what I do with KYW News Radio. CJ, Netherlands going down with the triple sunglasses, too.
A resident Georgia Tech and Florida State fan there.
Yes. Now, we have just had the anthems play at one of the 8 stadiums that unfortunately was built with pretty much slave labor. That's kind of an issue with FIFA. We're not fans of FIFA. We're fans of our team in the game. Now, the interesting thing is you sit in the lair of the ultimate enemy of Team USA, at least in terms of rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
With where you live.
Yeah, it's crazy down here. I mean, a lot of people in the U.S., one of the problems with the U.S. soccer is it's kind of our fifth sport, you know, because we're all football, then baseball, basketball, hockey, you know, and it's kind of cool that the U.S., you know, does as well as we do, considering every other country, this is their number one sport. You know, this is the game that they care about, the game that they love and passionate about. And it's nice to see the United States, you know, make it out of the group stage, make it into the, you know, elimination stage.
Yeah.
I mean, for us, it's a fun, novelty.
Yeah.
For fans of Mexico, it's life.
Yeah.
It's that level of passion. And it's not only the number one game in town. In many countries, it's the only game in town.
Right.
All the passion we put towards 4 sports, they put to 1.
Right. And a lot of people don't know this, but like Mexico City, there's 25 million people here. This is a huge city. And guess what? There's no football fields. There's very few basketball courts. There's very little baseball fields. You know, I mean, everything here is soccer. Every kid here has a soccer ball. Every kid, you know, grows up playing soccer. It was kind of like the United States 40 years ago where every kid had a baseball bat, a baseball, and a baseball glove. You know, I mean, it is, you know, baseball is technically America's sport where soccer is pretty much the world sport.
Exactly. Exactly. So we have to catch up to the rest of the world when it comes to that. But because we are such a huge nation population-wise, and because soccer is still the most played youth sport, there's at least a capability for us to garner a competitive team in the World Cup. Netherlands going to start?
Yep, and now joining us is VicTube Productions.
Hey!
Let's get him on here, if my thing will work.
Be nice.
Retry it.
Okay, let me see what I can do here.
Oh, there we go. Now we've got him. Or no, we don't. Okay, you try. There
we are. VicTube!
Y'all kicked me out. Hey.
There. Now we got him. technical difficulties. So go check out.
Your glasses now?
Yeah.
Victor, you are with us now. Come on in. As we now have kickoff, Netherlands begins.
Yes. There. Can we get the graphic up right?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah.
Awesome.
So go check out VicTube. There. Where is it? VicTube Productions 3314 on YouTube, and we've got some chats to catch up on. We've got Will. Will, you should have the link. I sent that to you a little bit earlier to join us here in the StreamYard. And Grand Eyes are 12 here. And yeah, so Team USA with the ball.
Yeah, they're in the offensive zone, but what you're seeing is basically almost like what you seen basketball, like a pressing zone that Netherlands is playing. We're trying to use as many Americanisms to explain the game as best as we can. And USA is just trying to break that zone.
And a lot of people don't know how hard it is to break. I mean, because in America, we like fast sports. Like,
sending the ball, it's sort of like all around the 18-yard box, I think. They're trying to possess the ball all around that 18-yard box, trying to eventually dump it into the zone where if it's like basketball, it's like a big man shooting in close where they can. Are you there? Hello.
Yeah, we're here.
We may have too many signals going here.
Maybe, I don't know. I've only got one tab open on my laptop.
Yeah, I only have one streaming tablet open, so.
Yeah, can y'all hear me okay?
Maybe what we have to do for now.
Let's try.
All right.
And we have one other person joining us. Let's see if we can get him in.
What's up, guys? Let's go USA. USA. Let's go.
Yeah, let me try this myself. We're gonna switch to Daddy Cam.
Okay, so should I just take mine down?
Sure. Oh no, stay.
Oh, okay.
Stay, because we got to keep the broadcast going.
And there we go.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Much better.
There we go. That's better. Yeah.
You add sound?
Yeah, I thought I had.
Yeah, y'all were y'all were buffering a lot earlier. So.
Okay, we all good?
We're having technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Okay, so it seems like we're good. Hope that you all can hear us.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
sound great.
Much better.
Okay.
Okay, it's not the best of speaker sound, but we'll have to make do for now.
Yes, we will.
Sure, let's turn it up a little bit.
Let's see. We are still scoreless, as we were expecting to be in the first 5 minutes of the contest.
US had a good shot there,
Yeah, they did.
but it might have been ruled offside on VAR.
But to sort of get for those who don't know the game, like most of us don't. Someone I know made a great comparison to basketball, where it's about shifting zones and trying to get people in space to get open passes in. And for those who don't, that is the cushiest bench chair I have ever seen. The Netherlands head coach is like sitting in sitting in like this cushy.
Oh, that's their head coach.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, that's a nice little chair. Yeah.
Try and imagine like Luke Fickle or Ryan Day or Nick Saban at the 50-yard line, just sitting there on a couch.
Yeah, so basically all I know about soccer is kick the ball through the goal. That's all I know.
Okay.
Well, that's the important part.
Yep. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively. But there's a lot of nuances to it. Like, for example, there is what some consider the craziest rule in sports, which is the offside rule.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you make a pass to someone forward ahead of you, you cannot be ahead of the line of the farthest back defender. Like, for example, if you just like blow past your guy in football, if you're a wide receiver, you blow past your guy, you're 5 yards beyond the cornerback. The quarterback can bomb the football to you, and you just sprint for a touchdown. You can't do that in soccer.
Okay.
All right, we got a corner kick coming.
Here we go.
Who's going to deliver this thing?
And I just put everyone's links into the chat, so go click on all those and sub to these guys. All great college football channels.
First big opportunity of this thing. Okay. Frozen screen.
There we go.
And on the corner kick, he missed everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are ahead of us.
Yeah,
I'm usually the one ahead of everyone.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
We're able to watch real time.
Bit ahead of me too.
We're able to watch real time because we've got the antenna.
Yeah, I got cable.
Oh, there you go.
So we're not soccer fans. Are we fans of Ted Lasso? Anyone a Ted Lasso fan?
Oh yeah.
My family's watched it. I've never gotten to it yet.
Oh, spectacular series. I wish we had. We don't have Netflix.
No, it's on Apple TV.
Apple TV, sorry. We don't have Apple TV, but I mean, it's just a fantastic series just about the human experience more than it is about sports.
Ooh,
they use soccer as sort of the entry point for that. But I get a lot of my soccerisms from Ted Lasso. But also when Jason Sudeikis did the Ted Lasso character as an entry point for when NBC Sports got the Premier League broadcasts.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine Steve Spurrier becoming the head coach of one of the top teams in England.
That would be awesome.
The promo began with, "Hi, this is Ted Lasso. I'm the new head coach." We call him manager, but head coach at Tottenham Hotspur. I'd like to talk to the Queen, please. I mean, it's just ridiculously fun. And I'll see if I can pull out some of those Lassoisms during this match.
Yeah, for me, it comes from playing soccer for 5 years. When I kindergarten through 4th grade, I played indoor and outdoor, and that's kind of where I understand a decent amount. And I've also watched the English Premier League. I might watch soccer once or twice a month. If there's like nothing else on, but that's all. I don't know any of these players other than Pulisic.
Yeah,
we should bring up the rosters maybe on that.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
We don't know the guys. We're just having fun. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, I'll tell you another good show. I don't know if you've ever watched. Have you ever watched Welcome to Wrexham?
No, haven't.
Okay, Welcome to Wrexham is a new one.
Yeah, I hate to interrupt, but the worst thing just happened. The bad thing happened.
Oh no.
Dang.
Houston Orange just scored.
Oh no,
Yeah.
we let
And look at the guy in the orange suit. He looks like a Tennessee fan.
That's not good. All right.
Yeah, we couldn't have that happen that early.
I mean, Todd guy, you should feel extra anger towards anything in orange today.
Yeah. I dislike orange terribly.
At halftime,
well, it's early. It's early.
Football, by the way.
It's early. We could get back.
That was the first goal we've given up in 3 games.
Yeah, in open play.
Yeah.
But the Netherlands, they are historically known for just ridiculous quick strike offense.
Yeah.
I mean, they're one of the top teams in the world typically.
And the Netherlands have scored what? This is their 8th goal of the tournament so far. So I mean, they can score.
That's
Go
right,
like
that was only our 2nd goal allowed. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really worried about their quick strikers and our slow defenders. That was the thing that scared me most.
Right. Yeah, I missed the Wales game, but I did see the games against England and Iran. So.
It's like a Big 12 football game.
Yep.
It really is.
Now Pac-12 even more with all their high-scoring games this season.
Yeah.
I felt like we were playing well at the beginning, and then as soon as they get the ball, they scored.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just ridiculous quick strikers. They're counterattackers, and they're like Muhammad Ali. This is going to be a game with a lot of references, with a lot of synonyms, a lot of comparisons. Like Ted Lasso would say, compare what I don't know to what I do know. Now, is Mexico...
I was telling you about Welcome to Wrexham.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. Ryan Reynolds, the actor, and Rob McElhenney, who stars in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they bought a team in Wales called Wrexham, and they're trying to move them up into the bigger leagues.
The European and much of the world's soccer structure, for those who don't know, you can move up and down between leagues. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you had it with college football, it would be as if the MAC champion could enter the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Imagine if college football was like that.
You know, I would love it.
You join the Big Ten.
That's right. So, so you would put the winner of the MAC in the Big Ten, and then you would move Northwestern to the MAC.
Right.
Well, I was about to say Vanderbilt would be in Division III by now.
Well, they would have gotten promoted up one spot. They would have gotten back into the Sun Belt this year with what Clark Lee's doing.
Yeah. But if you think about it, it's actually really nice because then teams have to try.
Yeah.
You know, because you look at like Major League Baseball, and everybody loves the Cubs, but for years they were just happy because they have so many fans who show up and they didn't spend a lot of money. So this forces teams to invest in their club to keep where they are.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you win.
You got a mukbang going.
Yep, I do.
I just
woke up.
I just had my breakfast about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I was just on the USC postgame show, went to bed, woke up, showered, got on the show.
Oh, bless you. How long did you go last night?
We went until like 2:30.
And there's a whole bunch of angry USC fans, I can imagine.
Yeah. How is Tony Altimore okay?
Tony's okay.
Okay.
What about Tim?
Tim, I'm not so sure.
Tim is hungover today from all the drinking, the sorrows away last night.
If there's a town to drown your sorrows in, it's Vegas. I will say that.
Yeah, Vegas is the place to go for sorrow.
We're 15 minutes in, 1-0 Netherlands at this point.
Come on, boys. No.
But, yeah. Now, who are you rooting for today in the games that are afterward?
Well, I would like Australia to pull off the upset. It would be fun. But I also want – this is also Messi's last World Cup. and he's never won it. So it'd be a good story to see Messi go out on top.
That is true. And he's never won a major international championship.
He won the Copa America.
He won Copa.
They did win that. But he hasn't won the big of the big.
Mm-hmm.
He's like basically the Dan Marino of international soccer, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Or Elway until they beat the Green Bay Packers. I'll never get over that loss. The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm talking too much NFL.
The ones that you think you'll win are the ones that are hardest to take when you lose.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Ty Guy, you told us about your channel, but Vic and Will, what about your guys' channels? What do you have going?
So I started this group, Young Guns, with a couple other guys. So we've been doing college football shows at least 2 times a week. And I've been slacking on my own channel a bit because of finals, but I'm going to try to do a stream of Georgia, a Notre Dame fan rooting for Georgia against LSU, despite Brian Kelly.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try to do that today.
Yeah, because about how he...
Or after break.
How he left y'all to go to LSU. So.
Yeah, so Vic, what about your channel? What do you have going?
What do you have going on your channel, Vic?
Oh, today, today I think I'll just be probably just doing a halftime video and a post-game video of the SEC championship. Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I got going on today. Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what sort of chance does LSU stand? Hold on. 3 points. Never wins. Field goal.
So
over the crossbar. Field goal.
Hit the crossbar.
Yeah. She kicked it over the goal. Yeah.
But on a scale of 1 to 10, how much chance does LSU have today?
I'll give them a 1.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I'd say 2. They're doing the wave, people.
Maybe even a 0.5 for LSU.
They're showing them doing the wave. Yeah, go ahead.
Today, if you guys get a chance, if TCU loses today, everybody should go to all the Michigan channels you can, because they're already blowing a gasket that Ohio State's in. So if TCU loses and Bama's in, every Michigan fan will cry across the nation.
That's right. They're gonna have to play Ohio State again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't that be wouldn't that be wild to have 2 SEC teams and 2 Big Ten teams in the playoffs? And we have Georgia versus Alabama and Ohio State and Michigan in the semifinals. Yeah.
But I mean, still, 12-1 TCU would get in over a 10-2 Bama, unless
we're not so sure. Unfortunately, we're not so sure.
No, keep in mind, I don't know if you realize this, but a few years ago, TCU was ranked 3rd. They went into their conference championship game, won the game, and dropped to 6.
That is true.
Big 12 is not loved.
Right.
They were undefeated in the year that I was blessed to cover the Rose Bowl. They went undefeated, or were stuck in 3rd, and had the Rose Bowl as a consolation prize.
Yeah.
They are not a respected.
Nope. No, well, I thought that back then the problem was that they weren't playing a conference championship game, right? So I think they ended up having like a shared title with Baylor or something like that. But
yeah, that was in 20.
That was 2014. Yeah, that was the first year of the playoffs.
Yeah. I have to interrupt with a dude wearing orange wearing Viking horns alert.
Yeah.
But the fans at the World Cup, there are a few things crazier than college football fans. Few people crazier than college football fans. Soccer fans are among those.
Yeah.
My favorite story of the World Cup was in the Ghana-Uruguay game because they have some history from the 2010 World Cup where Ghana it was just a crazy game, but Uruguay ended up pulling it out. At the end of the game, Ghana had the chance to win, and the guy hit it, and it was about to go in, and then a Uruguay guy punched the ball out, and it was a penalty kick, and then they missed the penalty kick, and then Uruguay ended up winning the game. So they really don't like each other. So Ghana lost 2-0 to Uruguay, but since South Korea won against, I think it was Spain, that Uruguay still got eliminated, and Ghana fans were celebrating and taunting the Uruguay fans, and it was pretty funny to watch.
I mean, what's the closest thing to that in college football? I mean, where you have this non-geographic, just pure hatred. It's like Notre Dame USC is a rivalry, but it's not a hate rivalry.
I'm really confused about how USC and Notre Dame became a rivalry on opposite ends of the country.
So Notre Dame was playing Nebraska, but Nebraska was pretty anti-Catholic, so they weren't treated well. So New Rockne, they went over to the Rose Bowl that year, and then they played Stanford, and they beat Stanford, Notre Dame's only Rose Bowl appearance. And then Howard Jones contacted New Rockne saying if he would like to play, and he's like, nah, I don't really want to go all the way to Southern Cal. And then Howard's wife talked to Newt's wife and convinced her to convince Newt to start the yearly game between the two teams.
Yeah, so I love the history of that rivalry. I love that it's two great programs that play typically in a very meaningful game, and yet it's not bloodthirsty. It's what I think more sports ought to be, where it's passionate.
Well, though, you think what that rivalry has done for Notre Dame, because the reason Notre Dame wants to play USC and Stanford is they play one at home and one on the road. So every year they're playing in California. And now it's not as big of a deal, but back then, because Notre Dame would go to California every year, recruits would go to Notre Dame. So it really helped Notre Dame's recruiting.
And more the Netherlands packing the box, not giving the USA much opportunity to slither in and get shots on goal, because the USA's controlled the ball more in this match. But they just can't punch it in. It's like a great red zone defense that Netherlands has, and then they just counterattack like crazy. Now, the Dutch sports fan, I've had encounters with them. They are as nuts or more nuts than any college football fans. I mean, they will sing just random songs at games, at sporting events. Like one time, like they love speed skating, for example. They're fantastic in the Olympics at speed skating, and their fans travel for it. And they would hold like World Cup speed skating tournaments in the Netherlands, and they would sing songs about every racer during the race. Like Bonnie Blair from the USA, who's from our hometown back in Milwaukee. Like they would sing "My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean" while she's racing. I mean, it's like this gigantic beer party. It's like the sports equivalent of Oktoberfest at their matches. It's just a ball. It's just an absolute ball. Their fans are welcoming and friendly. They're crazy partisan, but they're friendly. I mean, whereas, for example, where you live, Tide Guy, Mexico. Describe the El Tri fan for us.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I have been to a match here, and I'll tell you what, the fans here for about an hour before the game are just singing and cheering, and I mean, it is the feeling you get is just incredible. I mean, I've been to national championship games that wasn't as loud and as rambunctious, as a soccer match, which to me didn't mean anything because we wasn't playing for a World Cup, we wasn't playing for a title, but
Right.
it's just such a great feeling to get to see.
Yeah.
It's amazing, but
And these two teams, not on the men's soccer side, but just in the World Cup in general, have history. In 2019, the women in the Women's World Cup, these two teams played in the final. I remember watching that.
I forgot.
So we've seen a lot of the Dutch as Americans, especially just casual American soccer fans, who are just like wanting to watch their team when they're in the World Cup. And on the men and women's side, they always put up a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Dutch have been, I think, to at least 2, maybe 3 men's World Cup finals, and they've never won it. But they are like soccer mad.
Yeah, they won the Euro in '88, I think.
Yeah. They had one star back in the 60s and 70s named Johan Cruyff, who basically, if you've ever heard the theory of positionless basketball, it came from positionless soccer. Imagine a linebacker switching to cornerback mid-game.
Yeah.
Or a running back switching to wide receiver mid-game. And you never know what position anyone's going to play at any point. Now, you can't do that in football technically, but I mean, you can in any other sport. And it can become such an advantage when you've got players who can play any position at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what they brought to the sport. And it was crazy fun to watch those matches.
I'm looking here at the World Cup bracket. I didn't realize it. The winner of this match is playing the winner of Argentina, Australia. So we could see if America comes back and wins this, the U.S. versus Messi in the round of 8. In the quarterfinals.
I remember that in the Copa America. That did not go well for us.
Yeah, that did not go well.
They needed. I mean, I was saying during that match, I was tweeting out, they needed like J.J. Watt. They needed Ray Lewis.
We needed Aaron Donald.
I mean, they needed to take Messi out because that was the only way you were going to beat him that day. I mean, I think he had like 2 free kick goals. That there is no defending those.
Yeah. And it looks like we have
we got a corner kick coming for the Netherlands. But I remember that game, like Argentina had the ball for 92% of the match. I mean, it was a Woody Hayes, Bo Schembechler ball possession dream that day. We're a bit past the first half here. We'll ask a college football question. Who wins all these games today?
Well, I hope TCU wins. I like them to keep their dream alive.
Yeah, me too.
Hey man,
Yeah.
give the smaller college team their opportunity, even if they are a Power 5 team.
Yeah, I would like to see. Yeah, I would like to see TCU win too. Yeah.
Well, if you look at some of the past,
a dude from the Netherlands just missed a long ball going in where he was going to try and one-touch it with his right foot. And if he does, that it would have been like one of the all-time spectacular goals of the World Cup.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
I just love. So that's last night's score. Utah USC 47-24.
Guys, we have to remember the fact that USC lost to Utah 2 times.
Twice, yeah.
Very true.
Now, some interesting, Jay, today when Michigan plays Purdue, the Purdue coach is 3-0 against top 5 teams. So, well, Purdue don't really stand a chance, but they could show up. And I mean, they historically do well against top 5 teams.
True.
And
have any of those been Michigan?
If you look at the LSU and Georgia, Kirby Smart is only 1-4 again in the SEC championship.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. Weren't those all against Alabama? Those losses?
Yeah.
So we just told Brian Kelly to put an Alabama on their jersey, and they should be good to go.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
lose to
Well,
Joe
you know,
Burrow's
well,
team,
you
right?
know, well, you know, we're also only 1-3 against LSU in the SEC championship all time. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took the score down that way we could see your face, Will. You weren't getting much screen time there.
Yeah, so I've got the lines here, and we can go back to there. Big 12 championship today, Kansas State, TCU. And TCU's a 1.5 point favorite. We all said we want TCU to win, I think. Except for Ty Guy, probably, with Alabama.
Tie guy, yeah.
Actually, I don't think
K-State.
Alabama deserves in the playoffs this year. I really don't, and I said that with.
So
the thing with TCU is, I think every game has said TCU's not that good. They're going to lose this week, and then they won. And then, okay, they're not that good. They're going to lose this week, and then they won. And all they keep doing is winning when we keep saying they're going to lose.
Right.
Yeah. So, predictions for this game.
I think TCU wins on a walk-off field goal. I'll give them that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the most.
TCU wins late. But I think Kansas State could cause them trouble. The way Kansas State has been playing the last 3 games, they could really cause TCU a little problem.
Yeah. And then next, SEC championship, Georgia and LSU.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that Georgia wins by. I'll say Georgia wins by 17.
I've got Georgia winning big. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I think this will be a blowout. Yeah.
I would actually take LSU in the points. I'm not taking LSU for the win, but I would take the 17.5.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Now, Jeff, we got to learn this is Brian Kelly, so the favorite will cover against Brian Kelly in a big game.
Yeah.
And then after that, Big Ten championship, Michigan, the 16.5 point favorite. I'm taking Michigan by 20. I'll say Purdue's not that. I mean, they're good, but they're not that good.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'll give Michigan the points. Yeah.
My heart says Purdue. My head says Michigan in the points.
Amen.
Agreed.
Amen.
See, I think Michigan wins by 14, but I would take Purdue in the points.
Okay.
Michigan has had some trouble covering.
Yeah, and then last game, just for the Power 5, ACC championship, Clemson, the 7.5 point favorite.
Yeah.
I don't trust
North Carolina. North Carolina is going to win this game straight up.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I think that that Clemson wins, as I mean, North Carolina has really been struggling the last 2 weeks. I mean, I mean Drake May just hasn't been Drake May lately. So I guess I am going to take Clemson. So.
Yeah. So that is that, and then I'm.
USA in the box just got knocked out. Netherlands has like 5 defenders back farther than the ball. I mean, and like they're just in this formation where we just keep going back and forth, like backing up towards the goal. They're letting nothing in. It's like the ultimate prevent defense, but it actually works.
Yep. So, just to kind of, if you're just joining us here in the chat, who's on with us? We have Ty Guy. So first, Ty Guy.
Let me know when you go that way we don't cover Will's head.
Yeah, I was adding it simultaneously.
Okay.
Then and you can check him out YouTube at TyGuy4395. Then we have Will, and you can find him at Will and the Irish, and I posted the Young Guns channel.
Awesome.
In there.
Netherlands, bad acting alert. Bad acting alert.
Yeah.
Oh, a die.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Bad foul acting alert. They got the ball out of it.
And then Vic, you can find him at Vic2 Productions 3314. And yeah, that's the panel today as football fans watch soccer.
Football fans watching. We like both kinds of football. Now
the other one's the fake football. What we're watching is fake football.
It's not fake football. That was called our football. Was called football.
Fair play.
Jay, they need to do a rule change in soccer. For every minute you lay on the ground crying that you're dead, you need to get off the field and stay on the sidelines for that amount of time.
Yeah.
And you would stop a lot of this flopping.
Yeah.
Good point.
Let's turn this segment of our watching into complaints we have about the sport. Now, I've grown to love it. I've grown to really enjoy watching it, but I do have a couple of complaints.
Okay.
One is their overtime, or as they call it, extra time rule, where in a match or it's a knockout type match like this, if you're tied after 90 minutes, you play 2 15-minute non-sudden death extra time periods, as they call it, and then you go to penalty kicks. Would you like the NFL or college football to use as their overtime a field goal kicking contest to decide who wins a college football playoff or a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think I like that. Yeah, if in the NFL, if you do your regular overtime, and then if you're still tied after your regular overtime, then you next go to a field goal shootout. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Still play some semblance of football. They don't switch to the equivalent of a free throw shooting or a home run hitting contest. To me, what you do, and I think the problem that people have with this idea is typically that it's that they only allow 3 substitutions the whole game. It's just the tradition of the sport.
They have it up to 5 now.
They do? Okay.
Nick
Thank you for the correction.
Nick the Legend, our moderator here, is mad.
Put in Philly's Brendan Aronson, South Jersey's Brendan Aronson.
Here you go, Jay. Why don't you do the overtime? For the first 15 minutes, you take 2 players off. The second overtime, you take 2 more players. Kind of like in hockey, you start out 5-on-5, then you go to let's take some people off and make it a little faster game, and
But here's what I would do: at either 90 minutes or 120 minutes.
Ooh, I don't agree with that take, Nick. Nick, the moderator. I love that you're a moderator here. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm an Anthony Robinson fan.
Nice. But at either 90 minutes or 120 minutes, go all unlimited subs and go sudden death. Because you get some fresh legs on the field, you get fresh legs on the pitch, and you can get offense. And someone has to score to win. So it rewards aggressive play. And you're not going to get anywhere if you just park the bus right in front of the goal because you're so afraid of losing. You're going to have to score to win.
Yep.
So get rid of penalty kicks and go unlimited substitution, sudden death overtime.
So first there we have then we have
put in Pele. Yes.
and
To me, still the GOAT. Go ahead.
Pele.
There he is.
Yeah.
What about our buddy Bo Stacker from over in the community coming in here today? Good to see you, Bo.
Foosball! And we got a foosball table around?
Oh, yeah, upstairs.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we do.
It should be halftime.
I always played foosball at my grandparents' place. Always fun.
It's a mini foosball table.
Okay.
It's not a full size.
Nice.
Yeah, we have a foosball table in the basement.
Nice. What else would you guys change about soccer?
What if you change the penalties and make it like hockey also? If you get a yellow card, you're 2 minutes in the box. If you get a red card, then you're 5 minutes in the box. You play down a player.
Yeah. I think that would be cool.
Instead of a red card, you're just off the field for the whole game, which is what the currently
Yeah,
have.
just have them go off to the side for 5 minutes or until the team score,
Nice. Toll road, let them tackle.
The tackle.
There was a soccer team. Oh, U.S. in the box. U.S. in the box. Can they get an opening?
Oh, so Nick says Regina better beat his hometown team. He really wants to beat the Netherlands because it's the place he was born. I'm expecting a big game from him.
Serginho has been one of our better players, so hopefully he'll keep it up.
Will, I see you in the chat saying, I would take off Jesus.
No, I said Jesus Ferreira.
Oh,
I would take him out for Brandon.
I would say fill the stadium with water and let them use their hands.
Yeah, exactly. Toll road, our comments are right there.
It's water polo. Yeah.
One of the great original Ted Lasso moments in the promo for NBC Sports was, for an entire day, I wanted to show solidarity and respect for the game. I did not use my hands to do anything. And so
I always like watching.
I always trying to figure out a way to zip his pants down in the bathroom so he could go to the bathroom without using his hands.
I always like watching the water polo during the Olympics. Yeah.
Ooh.
Man.
Off the post.
USA has owned the ball this whole time. I mean, they've been a ball control 3 yards at a cloud of dust coach's dream, and they can't punch it in.
Now, what do you guys think about Germany not making the cut?
It's embarrassing for them.
That's disappointing.
I mean, for how much
that's disappointing.
To miss the group, to get eliminated in the group stage in 2 World Cups in a row is rough for them.
But I will tell you, though, I'm an Italian fan because my mom's family is Italian, and we haven't even made the World Cup the last 2.
Paisan! My people!
Nick saying, I like the sign on the top right. Sorry, I don't know your name. I only know Vic, the big hockey team. I like how you want to change soccer. And Nick says, by the way, Vic, I'm a loyal sub. Well, Nick, I think you'll like Ty Guy a little bit less after you find out he's an Alabama fan. Because Nick, I still don't know the reason for this.
Yeah, Nicholas. Nicholas says he is a loyal sub. Oh, thanks, Nicholas. I appreciate that.
But Nick is a Tennessee fan. I don't know why, and I think that's because his favorite singer is Morgan Wallen, and Morgan Wallen is a Tennessee fan. I think that's that reasoning.
Oh, you can't miss that.
My reaction means that the USA is actually in the zone and trying to get a shot on goal.
And it goes all the way back to the
But the problem is when you get inside there, it's really hard to move the ball.
Let's power attack.
Did you also bring out the extension cord so that we could plug in all the lights on the
Oh, man. And the other thing that someone once suggested to me about how to change soccer, landmines. Just random points where the field blows up. No one dies, but just random moments when the field just blows up.
Now, I'll tell you what I like down here, Jay. And they used to have it in the U.S. They used to have a league in the U.S. But down here, they do what's called speed soccer. And it's a really short field, and there's walls around, and it's 6-on-6, and you can kick it off the walls, and a lot faster pace, a lot more scoring. And to me, that's more American style, because Americans, we want goals, we want scores, we want fast pace.
A former Eastern Michigan and Green Bay Packers football player named T.J. Lang complained after the USA match or after the USA England match, the scoreless tie, the scoreless draw. He's like, 0 goals, 4 shots on goal. It's not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
Oh no, we gave up another goal.
Not good.
Ouch. Well, that's it. Yeah, we're done.
I wouldn't say we're completely done, but the odds are
we're gonna gotta keep it going.
Austin P beating Alabama.
Yeah, now it's not a matter of if we're gonna win; it's a matter of are we gonna score.
Yeah.
I will say, though, this squad is not at their full potential for Team USA.
Oh.
And do you know when they might be? 2026 at home.
Yes, 26 World Cup.
That's when they
will be here in North America.
That's when they will be at their full potential. This team is young.
Youngest team in the tournament.
They are going to be great in 2026.
But I think the one thing our team needs to do, and we do have a few right now, but not many, we need to get our players out of the United States. We need to get them into the European League. We need to get, because like any sport, if you're the best in your sport, but you're not playing that good of people, how good are you? So just because you're the best in the U.S., get over to Europe, get over to England, let's compete against these people on a regular basis, because the only way you're going to get better is practice and by playing better people than you.
What is that?
That's why you're starting to notice actually some European squads set up talent recruiting bases in America. I believe Barcelona's begun that.
Yeah.
They're one of those that's actually done that. And someday you may see Americans playing for one of the great sides of the world in Barcelona.
Yeah.
And think about that. Once a United States player goes and plays for Man U or Barcelona or this,
Serginho does play for Barcelona.
Because our younger players want to play baseball because you can make millions of dollars in MLB or football or basketball. But once they can see that you can make millions of dollars playing soccer and how great it, more athletes will go to soccer, and we will do a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're on the right track.
Problem is, we have our 10,000 best athletes out there. These other sports, we'd go undefeated forever. Like, imagine LeBron James in goal. As an example.
Giannis in goal.
Well, yeah, he'd be playing.
I was thinking Dikembe Mutombo with his little finger every time he blocks that would be the goalie.
I want to get to Nick's comment here. I don't hate people unless they're the Cowgirls, Giants, Islanders, Rangers, Knicks, Celtics, or the Mets. I have no problem with the Roll Tide.
The Roll Tide.
Yeah, because
here
in Philly, we're in a bit of a college football wasteland.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Penn. We're hopefully going to get to a Penn game next year. We were planning on it, but couldn't. And getting tickets to Army Navy next week here in Philadelphia, you have to put out a second mortgage.
Yeah.
But I mean, outside of Penn State, there's not really much here.
Temple, but they stink.
Yeah, Temple. Yeah, forget it.
Yeah, Temple.
And this for Team USA, now that he's an American citizen, Joel Embiid in goal.
There you go.
Y'all bet. Mama Temple games are probably pretty easy to get into.
Oh, I think even at an NFL stadium, I think I saw $5 a ticket.
Yeah. We could do that. We maybe should.
And honestly, I think this year Alabama has like 3 receivers we could put in soccer because they weren't able to use their hands during games this year anyway, catching the ball. We can move them to soccer pretty easy.
Nick's saying that Brendan plays for Leeds and Pulisic plays for Chelsea.
Boom.
I will say though, Ty Guy, on the other side, we're having these guys from other leagues come to America. I mean, Messi is coming to Miami for Miami FC. Garth Bale in LAFC. There's some talent coming to America, and that's for sure, I think, going to help the sport here because it will draw more fans.
It does, but it's also got to come a picture.
But the problem is, we got Beckham over when he was done. I mean, he came over for a paycheck. You're bringing Messi over, when he's of age where he's ready to retire. And U.S. soccer is getting better. I don't want to put down U.S. soccer. I mean, they are getting better. But if you want to be the best, unfortunately, you got to go and play in Europe and compete against the best.
Yeah. If you want to be the best, you got to play for the best, right?
Boom.
Exactly.
That's
Boom.
right.
All right. Now, since we are college football guys, we're at halftime. So we got a little time on this subject. I want to pose this question to you. 2024, the college football playoff is going to be 12 teams. We'll allow for a Nick interruption. Speaking of my sister typing with one hand, great job that you're able to do that while feeding her child, your niece, Grumpy. I don't know if it's because she's hungry or USA is losing. Yes, and yes, probably.
Yes, Nick, being Nick the what are we calling him?
Nick the legend, Nick the mod,
Nick the uncle. Yeah, Nick
uncle.
has 20 different titles.
Yep. But it's a 12-team playoff starting in 2024.
Yeah.
What should be the qualification system for how you get in the playoff? I've got an idea, but I want to hear yours first.
Yeah, well, I would want to have the top 6 be the top 6 conference champions. You've got all of your Power 5 champions plus the best Group of 5 champion as your top 6, and then the rest of the 6 being at large. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
see, I don't like the automatic qualifier. To me, I don't believe in participation trophies. Utah, you got 3 losses. Now you're going to be, automatically in because you beat a game. I mean, because think about this, Vic. If LSU upset Georgia this week, Georgia has 1 loss. LSU has what now? 4? Or,
3.
3. Yeah. They're going to get in over Georgia, and get that. To me, don't make sense. I mean, I understand they want to get conference champions a chance, but I like the 12 best teams, no matter where you're from, no matter who you are. But let's make it somewhat even, because we all agree that not all conferences are created equal. You can win some of the conferences a lot easy, especially like the Group of 5. Those teams are going to be easier to win. So I think we got to find a way to get the top 12 teams in. I don't like the 12-team playoff because I don't like the bye. I'm not a fan of a bye. That's just totally unfair. I think you're only going to see a 12-team playoff for probably 3 or 4 years before they realize that, hey, we're going to make millions more by going to 16. So I think this is just a stepping stone.
I can see that.
But that's kind of my take on it.
Okay. Well, what do you think?
Well, I think it's an improvement. I think more the merrier. So I do think we should stick to 16 for a while, just because I think going to like 32, I think it's just too much.
No,
so I
let's
think
not
we're
do
good.
32.
I think we're good with 16. I do hate the buys, but I do think it'll be fun to see some playoff games at a school and not just at a neutral site. I think those atmospheres are just going to be wild and crazy. So I'm really excited for that. That's what I'm most excited about with the 12-team playoff.
All right. What I was thinking about with this is, and this could work whether it's 12 or 16, but there are certain advantages that can come about with what I'm thinking if there's 12. And we're going to get to your comments coming up in a little bit, commenters. So stay with us. But this idea that I thought of would only work if the conferences get rid of the divisions, and every conference championship is the 1 and 2 within the conference in terms of first versus second best within the conference. First, the best record versus the second best record.
Right.
If you have 12 teams, currently you have the Power Five and you have the Group of 5.
Mm-hmm.
The Group of 5, 2 best Group of 5 teams get in. Period. Power Fives. You have 10 slots left. You give 5 of the slots to the 5 regular season champions. You open up the other 5 slots for the conference championship game winners. Again, LSU wouldn't make it in the SEC this year if you had that stacked full no division conference.
Right. It would be Georgia versus Tennessee.
Right. You open up the opportunity for the conference championship game winners to get in the playoff if they win that conference championship. To give incentive to the regular season champions, you automatically set it up where the worst seeding you could be if you win the double is 5. And if there aren't 5 teams that win the double, the worst you could get is 4. So you automatically get a first round bye just by winning the double, which proves that you're by far the best in your conference. What it does is it makes the regular season more important because you have to win your conference. It also makes the conference championship game more important because it builds an entry point. And there's a chance you might not get the best 12 teams, but there's no chance that the best team in the country won't make it.
Right.
I think it increases the importance of the regular season. It makes the conference championship games more important because it's essentially a tournament game. You get in if you win.
Yeah.
And then it also flexifies the amount of at-large bids. You don't know how many at-large bids you're going to have. So you better win. No idea.
Yeah, I just put mine in the comments and I'm going to talk about it. So every Power 5 conference champion gets in automatically. And they get a bye or a home game. Top Group of 5 team gets in. 6 other spots are based on record. But I don't think necessarily because, okay, if there's a 9-3 Wisconsin that wins the Big Ten, Wisconsin goes 9-3, beats Michigan in the Big Ten championship. 1 year.
Okay.
But there is a 10-2 LSU team, but maybe they finish second in the West. Shouldn't that 10-2 LSU still get in over Wisconsin since they have the better record?
Well, a number of different factors with that. One, there's no more West and East.
That's true.
So if you're not even second best in your conference, you shouldn't be able to have the chance to play to be the best in the country.
Fair. I was just giving an idea of how it's like. I think it should be the top 12 though should be, in my opinion, based on your record. You shouldn't, and obviously head to head goes into that as a tiebreaker, strength of schedule, that kind of stuff.
And this brings the other question with it, guys. And I want to go round robin with your thoughts. The fact that right now conferences don't include non-conference record in terms of who wins a conference championship. It's unlike any sport except for college basketball. The pros, your overall record's your overall record. But because you set your schedule, the league doesn't set your schedule for you. It's almost impossible to really create a fair, balanced situation, because like Wisconsin can schedule 2 group of 5 teams and 2 FCS teams or whatever, or maybe 1 and 3, for example. And Alabama non-conference schedules USC, Ohio State, Utah, and Michigan.
Right, but why would they do that? They're never right, but they're never gonna do that.
So how do you take into account the non-conference games?
Right, and the other thing is, like you look at Ohio State this year, 6 of their first 7 games were at home. You look at Georgia's schedule next year. That's just hilarious. Georgia next year plays 3 road games total, and one of them is against Vanderbilt. Come on. So you only have 2 real road games next year. I mean, you got to even this out where, everybody, and that's the one problem I also have. When you put so much on the regular season, then you're not going to see Alabama. Like right now, Alabama's going to Ohio State in 2025. We're going to Camp Randall. We're playing, historically we played Penn State on the road. We played USC on the road. I don't want to see the non-conference games like that go away, because you're putting total emphasis on you got to win it all or you're not going to make it. Because we don't want to kill the sport. You got to have, the big teams playing the big teams to start the year.
Maybe what I would do then in that circumstance is create, when it comes to deciding who makes a playoff and balance with conference games, create a system that basically maybe it rewards you with 10 points if you win a conference game. And the amount of points you get when it comes to a playoff berth, USA in the offensive zone, but then it gets repulsed back over midfield again. But you create a system where with the non-conference games, the number of points you get towards your playoff eligibility is based on the number of wins the opponents that you beat in non-conference play get. So it rewards Alabama for beating Ohio State, and Ohio State goes 11-1. They get 11 points towards their conference standing. When they play Austin Peay, an FCS school, those win numbers get automatically cut in half. So it discourages you from scheduling as many of those games when it comes to the playoff. If Austin Peay goes 4-8, Alabama is only going to get 2 points towards their playoff chase.
Right.
Yeah, so
and I think they ought to get credit also, like if Alabama goes to Ohio State or win, or Ohio State comes to Alabama, that road win non-conference should count a little more, that you want to play on the road, or even a neutral site game. I mean, neutral site games should count a little more than, beating a team at home, because winning at home is a lot easier than going on the road and winning.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Totally makes sense. But I think that's a way to, when it comes to playoff determination within conferences, add the importance of the non-conference games, but it doesn't trump the importance of your conference play, but it rewards playing a harder schedule.
Yeah.
Now, see,
there we go. Netherlands with another counterattack. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like the U.S. puts 4 guys back in the box when they're on defense. Netherlands puts in 7.
Yeah.
It's like they park the bus and then they drive Ferraris out of the bus or out of the box and go back the other way and score on you. It's just frustrating.
Now, Jay, you remember during the pandemic that the FCS, they played their football in the spring.
Yep.
Or it was actually in the winter, but more towards the spring.
Yeah, it
and
was
I always
winter
said,
and spring. Yeah.
it's too bad we couldn't take the
February
FCS and
to
let
May.
them play theirs in the spring. And then the way to keep it going is, well, they would make more money because they'd be the only football at that time. But what you do is you take like Alabama and let them play an FCS for their spring game. Pay them $500,000.
Come on. How did you not get that? Wow.
We just Team USA just interrupted you with a tantalizingly close goal opportunity.
They had to have
They
that
had one of the defenders get it off the line.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Man, 4th and goal at the 1, you couldn't punch it in.
Oh, so that says first half.
Nope.
It was second.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think so. I don't know what that was all about.
Weird, okay. But I like the idea of going FCS with spring football. I really love it. It would give so much more exposure to those.
And think about that, Jay. If we paid those teams the $500,000 to be our spring game, that way they could still make the money, and we could watch a football game in April that kind of meant a little something because it's not just our offense against our defense, where we're actually playing a team who's already played 6 or 7 games. So they got that as kind of an advantage. They've been practicing where we've sat around for 3 or 4 months.
I like it. I like it. I like that. I love the idea of FCS playoffs in May.
Yep.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. You have a championship game that fans actually would be interested in really watching because there's no competition from the big boys.
And think about it. Now you're going to get another team. Because, I'm Alabama. Okay, we're not playing in the spring, so I'm going to have to find an FCS school to root for, So I'll put more money into another university. That team, I'll buy their jerseys. So, and plus, since they're the only teams playing, ESPN is always looking for programming, so they'll pay more money to the FCS to put them on TV.
You're getting some compliments, post Stacker.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
We'll make a very fast interruption to ask everyone to send some.
No. I might have to jump on the North Dakota State bandwagon.
Yeah.
No, we can't jump on North Dakota State. We got to root for one of the rivals, South Dakota State, because your godmother went to South Dakota State.
Yep.
Hey, South Dakota State really did well. The year before last, during the pandemic, they made the championship game.
They're right now the number 1 seed in the whole FCS tournament. They are playing, in fact, Delaware in the next round.
Oh, nice!
Right by us, about 30 minutes away. The game is going to be at South Dakota State, but
and Delaware beat Navy. So
it's a bunch of blue and gold today.
And speaking of blue and gold.
Yeah, so I guess now Navy doesn't have to feel so bad about losing to Delaware, I guess. But.
Yeah. Speaking
That's all right. Navy's going to make up for it this Saturday when we beat Army.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mind Army. They're both on the same side when it comes to the bigger stuff.
Yeah.
But I have more people who are Navy people in my life.
Now, Jay, next Saturday on my channel, we're going to do the Army and Navy. And I tease them. I've got 4 Army guys, so we're calling them the Boy Scouts. And I got another Marine coming in. We're the Jarheads. So we're going to call it the Jarheads versus the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
We've been talking about blue and gold. This is not college football, but it is college sports today. Our blue and gold team, Marquette, playing Wisconsin in our biggest rivalry game of the year.
These are the only 2 hours of the year that I am anti-Wisconsin Badgers.
Dubs down.
What?
Oh, yes, Dubs down. So, We are Marquette. I've got an MU hat on right now.
I got the blue and gold on with me.
So that'll be a good game. Marquette's taking on your Irish next Saturday or Sunday. Next Sunday.
Irish looks good against Michigan State.
Yeah, Marquette just beat Baylor, so I think we're looking good. And the Marquette women are ranked.
Yes.
So good for them. They just beat Georgetown.
Let's see. They just also, what they did a couple of weeks, like it was last weekend, beating third-ranked Texas.
Oh,
Bonkers.
another field goal.
Yeah, they beat. So let's see, who have they beaten? They beat number 23 Gonzaga.
They are a great squad to check out.
And they beat number 22 Texas.
And for fans who've never been to women's college basketball games, it feels like a slightly overgrown high school crowd in terms of the size, but the noise is amazing. And the loyalty of the fans who are there, it's just as passionate.
Mm-hmm.
Just as passionate.
Yeah.
And the basketball is so team-oriented. It's a blast. Blast to watch.
But yeah, Ty Guy, there was just a field goal. I heard that.
Yeah, there was just a field goal we made. Last night, Jay, I had my heart broke in soccer last night. Alabama got stomped 3-0 in the Final Four. Our women made the Final Four of soccer.
Oh!
And we lost to UCLA last night, 3-0.
Yeah, I was in Ballard Sports Media's. I was actually on a show for a little bit last night, and one of the guys in this comment section was talking about that. And I'm like,
yes. Speaking of, Marquette women's volleyball was in the NCAA tournament against Georgia Tech last night. How'd that go? Do we know?
I don't have Marquette women's volleyball notifications.
Do any of you have volleyball for your notifications?
No, Alabama play very well in volleyball. I don't have that notifications. I got soccer, I got softball, and I got gymnastics.
They swept Georgia Tech last night.
Ooh, I think we need to do a long trash talk here.
So they,
one of our boys here on the channel.
They advanced to the Sweet 16.
There you go. There you go. How like Marquette, Wisconsin, Nebraska are like becoming volleyball powerhouses over like the UCLAs and the Pepperdines and the Stanfords. It's ridiculous. Okay, now we're just completely going off the rails on any type of football here. Sorry for taking you there.
Yeah. I had to talk about your alma mater, Marquette.
I appreciate that.
Marquette. Okay, let's get back to football. Marquette football.
Unfit since 1960.
You've all heard me say that a million times.
I still have to buy those t-shirts.
Oh yeah, they're like
a
actually
pepper what?
You can get a Marquette pocket-sized mini helmet.
Oh, sweet.
For like $12. I'm like, I might have to get that.
Man, I know that. Notre Dame has come up to Milwaukee, and they beat Marquette way back in the New Rockne years, and I think they tied a game once in South Bend. We've never played Alabama, but Alabama can never beat us.
Wait, Alabama? Who never played Alabama? Marquette?
Marquette football.
Oh, football, yeah.
And so Alabama can never beat us.
Yeah, I guess you can't lose to Alabama if you don't play Alabama, right?
Exactly.
But I'll tell you what, Rice can beat us. The University of Rice is 3-0 against us.
My gosh.
They beat us in 54, 55, and 56. That's our worst outing against any, non-power fight Rice. Yeah, they're 3-0 against Alabama.
Yeah.
We've got another Mountaineer in here with WVU Mountaineer leader Kenny S.
Mountaineer in here.
2-0 in the 57th minute.
And sadly, yes, that is true. But also, Bo, there are other sports. Very true. But
now, Jay, have you ever looked up like your teams and seen who they've lost to? Like back in the 40s, a lot of people don't know this, but college football, we played a lot of military clubs Back in the 20s and 30s, there were military clubs. And people don't understand, you wonder, how did this team lose to this team? Well, they were military guys. So we were college kids playing people in the military who were 25, 30 years old, who were really men playing little, and I mean, it's kind of cool if you look up Wikipedia, you can see who your team has struggled against. And it's kind of funny to hear some of the names you've lost to.
Exactly.
Well, it's funny you say that because actually, right before you said that, I was pulling up on sportsreference.com the wins and losses. And Marquette has won the most games against Detroit Mercy. They're 10-12-3 against them.
Jesuits, baby.
Undefeated against St. Louis in football. And we have a winning record against Iowa State.
Nice.
There you
go. Arizona. We have a winning record. Kansas State. Kansas. Ole Miss.
Okay, soccer complaint here. You're USA. You only have 4 guys in the box on a free kick. The Netherlands has 7. You're down 2-0. Get your offensive dudes in the box.
Yeah. Oh, yellow card.
Throwing Hail Marys than you do is scoring goals against that type of defense if you don't get enough guys in the box. Okay, done.
Someone got a yellow card.
Yep.
Go check out everyone in the comment section if you haven't yet. WVU Mountaineer Lair with Penny. Great content over there from one of the moderators over on Golden Blue.
Yellow cards. So what does the yellow card mean?
If he gets another yellow card, he's out for this match and the next one.
Okay. Okay, and then what about the red card?
Oh, you're out. You're out, and you play down a man.
Okay.
Imagine a guy getting taken out of a college football game for targeting, and then you got to play with 10 men the rest of the game.
Yes, that's what it would be like.
Imagine how hard that would be to win.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I like your penalty box idea.
Yeah.
That's what makes hockey so great. You get them thrown in the penalty box, and then you're playing 5-on-4. That's a lot of fun.
Yes. We still have to get to a Philadelphia Flyers game, buddy.
And a Union game.
Yes, we do.
Let's see.
2-on-1. Oh, get to it. Oh, thank goodness. But now you got to score two goals to tie it up in the next 28 minutes. Oh, man. And the Netherlands fans far outdrawing the U.S., I'm sure, at this game in Qatar. Because they travel.
Oh, yeah.
They travel. They're like Nebraska fans.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't it the first time, Will, that Nebraska played at Notre Dame?
Oh, that was ugly. We almost beat the Huskers that day, though. Even in the Bob Davie era, we still almost won that game. Julius Jones had a kickoff return for a touchdown that one, but yeah,
Bob,
it was embarrassing.
Go ahead, Victor.
Nothing.
Okay, but a Bob Davie reference on this, I love it.
Well, speaking of teams near Nebraska, what about Deion Sanders going to Colorado? That's the breaking news from last night this morning.
And that's official, or is it from a reporter?
That's ESPN.
Deion at Colorado.
2 hours ago, sources telling ESPN that he is preparing to step. And
it's just hard to see primetime Colorado.
Yeah, like just I was
This is-
really. Go ahead.
This is huge for the Pac-12 though, because with UCLA and USC leaving, they need a reason. They need to give people a reason to watch them, and I think primetime at Colorado will be huge.
By far.
Yeah, Kenny here in the chat saying hello to Hi Guy. There and
Hey, Kenny.
What's up, Kenny?
Now, what a lot of people might not know is Colorado was a really good team in some of the 70s, the 80s, and the early 90s. Colorado has a good history. They've just fallen on really hard times the last 20, 25 years, Especially since they left the Big 12, they have done nothing.
Yep. The days of Rashawn Salam and Darian Hagan, back when they actually won a national championship. They split it with Georgia Tech that year.
You should have won that game if it wasn't for that stupid clip.
Yeah, that clip got him.
Yep. And, of course, Cordell Stewart beating Michigan. Stewart to Westbrook with that Hail Mary called by the great Keith Jackson.
Yeah,
that's what soccer needs.
Yeah,
Keith Jackson calling it.
Exactly.
They tried doing that with Gus Johnson calling soccer. That was a fun experiment.
Yeah.
Half the time he didn't know what he was talking about, but that was fun. Gus Johnson.
Well, I said last night, Jay, college football needs Lou Holtz back, man. I mean, I miss Lou Holtz.
Have you ever seen Frank Caliendo impersonate Lou Holtz?
Oh, yeah.
You guys know Frank Caliendo is, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is hilarious.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Anybody who don't know who Frank Caliendo, YouTube him. I mean, he does awesome impersonations of every football person.
And he's from Wisconsin.
Yeah, he's from 30 minutes from our hometown back in Milwaukee. But I do a very bad Frank Caliendo doing Lou Holtz, but I'm watching the soccer game. The guy falls down. I don't even know what he's talking about. This is just crazy. I mean, but he adds that sort of nasal piece to it, and it's just hilarious. And his arguments with Mark May.
Oh, yeah.
And who is that? Her Robinson or for Team USA?
Yeah, he's trying to walk and get himself back into playing shape. Again,
I remember the Dr. Lou. I remember the Dr. Lou segments back in the day when he gave advice. Dr. Lou, Dr. Lou, Dr. Lou, Dr.
Yes.
Lou.
I always liked Lou Holtz when he said the reason why USC gets all the recruits instead of UCLA is because USC is easier to spell. You gotta love Lou.
At his press conferences, when they'd be playing winless SMU, and he's like, "SMU is tough, man. I don't really understand why people are ripping on them. They could give us some challenges."
Yeah.
And they beat him like 65-6.
Kenny starting a new channel for basketball.
Mountaineers Lair Hoops. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, so we got there are two now WVU exclusive basketball channels.
Okay.
Hoops from the Hills.
Okay, that I've seen.
Who's Corner with Mountaineer Paul. You guys, since you watch Golden Blue Dude, you might be familiar with those names. And then Kenny now starting his basketball channel. There's a good West Virginia community now out there.
Oh boy, we got another Netherlands fast break. Okay, we stop it and slow it down. So it's but Netherlands and counterattack is just ridiculous. It's like watching the Lakers of the 80s and their fast break offense. Just ridiculous. Now, are you guys basketball guys? If college football is a 10, where's college basketball for you?
Well, I'm Alabama, so we just started recently playing basketball. We actually beat the number one team in the nation on Sunday, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
So we are getting basketball. I love basketball. I played basketball in high school. I actually had a chance to play college basketball. I gave it up to go to the Marine Corps, but I love basketball.
Thank you for serving us, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Will, Vic too.
So I attend VCU. I'm a Notre Dame football fan, but I do attend VCU, so I do follow VCU and the Atlantic 10 pretty closely. Also follow Notre Dame as well. Always want the Irish to do well, so yeah, exciting that basketball is back up and running.
Thank you for grooming Shaka Smart from Marquette, by the way.
Yeah.
Vic.
Yeah. Well, I don't really watch basketball that much. Yeah, and Anna George is really not any good in basketball anyway. So
I think
I mean, I'll
since
watch
with
like
everything with Tom
the.
Crean.
I mean, I'll watch like the March Madness, but that's about it. Yeah.
I get you. Yeah, because I went to a basketball school. That sports everything to that person.
That's
I mean,
right.
it's
That's
the
right. Yeah.
one way that Marquette gets into the nation's consciousness is through basketball, and also so many of the Catholic schools. I mean, only Notre Dame and Boston College had big-time football programs. So many schools, the Catholic schools back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, realized they could not compete monetarily. They could stop football and could only do basketball.
And see, that's the problem, Jay. A lot of people don't know how expensive football is on a university. I mean, football, even taking, scholarships and stuff aside, football is an expensive sport. You've got a lot of players. You've got 85 players. So, I mean, you got to dress them. You got to pad them. It is an expensive sport.
And then you got to multiply that times 2 because of Title IX, which I think is a very fair thing.
Right.
But it doubles your expenses when it comes to people. And then you got to build facilities. I mean, if you want to start from scratch a major Power 5 program or get it to Power 5 in 5 to 10 years, you have to put ridiculous money up.
Yeah.
I mean, I have so many alumni friends who I went to Marquette with. Look, why don't we start football? I'm like, you got $1 billion? That's what it takes to start a football program now.
Like, even with there being a new stadium that's being built for soccer in Milwaukee, right by the campus.
Oh, almost 3-zip.
You still have to pay for the scholarships and training facilities, everything. It's kind of tough.
Yeah. Even to go FCS, you're probably talking a $500 million startup cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say, though, with that new stadium in Milwaukee, I think that if they can expand it, which they have the space to, if they can expand that to its full potential, Giannis should start an MLS franchise in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they'd have to expand the stadium by about 10,000 more seats.
That's the problem. But they have the space, and I actually looked at it, and they do. Kenny with the question, college football. But I do have something quickly. 4-star QB, true freshman Nick Evers, he is leaving Oklahoma, headed to the portal.
Okay.
And that's from Bleacher Report.
Another target for our Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah.
Portal's going to be a wacky.
Sorry, what's that?
There's going to be a lot of surprises in the portal. It's going to really be chaotic.
Yeah, I went to a Georgia basketball game last year, and we lost to ETSU. So.
Oh, bad loss.
Kenny, with his question, what do y'all think about our new AD we hired, Ren Baker, the former athletic director at North Texas? They're always good in basketball. Let me find the rest of his bio. Run. Yes. In
Team USA ball, you look that up, has completed 380 passes. That would be the run and shoot offense's dream.
Yeah.
380 pass completions in a game. And they still can't score.
Yeah.
So he went to Oklahoma State, and let's see, he's one of the highest paid ADs in the group of five with $800,000 salary.
Get around this guy. Around
And
this guy. And nope.
American Writhing in Pain update. Gio Reyna.
Number 7, Reyna, is on the ground.
Gio kind of doesn't have a great relationship with the coach, so this is his first playing time this whole tournament, and he's one of the most talented players we have.
He's getting up.
He's also writhing in pain on his head when he never even got hit in the head.
I know.
Two other things about him. He fits. So he grew up in rural Oklahoma, and he really fits his just personality fits West Virginia's kind of blue collar vibe that they have. And his he was a high school principal in Oklahoma.
A perfect opportunity.
No,
out of position, and he blows it. Guy off the line stopping it, but we got a corner kick at least out of it.
As I was saying, though,
sorry to so rudely interrupt you.
Former high school principal in Oklahoma, and he was a basketball coach and an athletic director at the Division II and NAIA level. So that's his.
How would you guys grade your athletic directors for your favorite teams? What makes them good?
I think A+ for Notre Dame. Jack Swarbrick has just transformed Notre Dame from a terrible team under Charlie Weiss, Ty Willingham, and Bob Beebe, and took Notre Dame, at least with a Freeman hire, back in the direction of actually competing for national championships, not just getting blown out in the playoff.
I'll tell you, I think one of the greatest athletic directors of all time was Mal Moore from Alabama. What he accomplished at Alabama.
Finally!
Go!
We are back in this one!
Go!
USA! 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 Oh,
finally!
And guess who comes in at the perfect time? It's Just Call Me Annie.
Oh, man. Hey! You watching this game with us, Annie? Tell us in the comments.
There we go.
Well,
that ball just sort of floated into the goal. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that ball just floated into the goal. Yeah.
Adventures of Scott and Michelle here.
Hey!
Everyone, go check out our pinned comment. All three of these guys have great channels, college football, and more. VicTube does his Friday Night Live, where we talk about a lot more than college football sometimes. And Ty Guy with sports trivia and will always bring the great content. And yeah.
Okay, I have a question. Can we ask Annie to leave and come back in 5 minutes? Because when she came in, we scored. So if she would leave in 5 minutes,
Annie, can you do that for us?
Yeah.
Yes, Matt Turner.
Jersey's
own, baby.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been happy with Georgia's athletic director. I think Greg McGarry is doing a good job. Of course, he did hire Kirby Smart, so
the Curbster.
Yes, and he did also hire Tom Crean as our basketball coach. But he was a good recruiter, but really, couldn't do anything. We had Anthony Edwards, who was the first round pick, which of course we had Anthony Edwards, and we couldn't even make the tournament. So now we got Mike White from Florida.
But you got the Florida man over.
And I think we already have
Florida man.
more wins this year than we did all of last season. So
You got good old fashioned hate coming up too, right? This week.
yep.
And Annie says, I'm about to walk into my hair.
We saw that.
We did?
We saw that, but
Okay.
yeah.
And Matt Turner.
Yeah, we saw that.
Update.
Okay, I missed that. We'll go for all.
Nick, are you presentable? Tell us in the chat, are you presentable to come in and join the discussion?
Yeah, Nick, if you want to.
Because you actually play and you go to MLS matches.
Yeah, see,
you can trump our knowledge. You can help our knowledge here.
Yeah, I've been. I was at one of Nick's soccer games. Pretty good player. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, let's see.
No one's in the studio at the moment.
No, not that.
All right, we got an offensive opportunity here against 6 guys in the box.
It's going to be a corner kick now for Team USA.
You see, prevent defense doesn't work in football. It works beautifully in soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it parking the bus.
Yep.
Park the bus. Yep. Oh, and they're in the USA zone, and you got guys wearing USA Kobe jerseys.
It's kind of funny you say that because I was thinking, I'm like, the ultimate American outfit might be?
Tell me.
Team USA baseball hat with a Chris Middleton Team USA jersey.
Milwaukee Bucks, of course, being us.
A USA soccer scarf.
Yes. Yes.
I feel like I could go to a 4th of July party in Philadelphia wearing that.
Oh, by far. And by the way, 4th of July in this town is ridiculous.
But
Yeah.
it's blast. But it's really hot.
It gets Miami humid here sometimes. Oh my gosh!
That's right. It's the 4th of July.
Wide open.
Started in Philadelphia, so of course that's where the Declaration of Independence was signed. So
guys,
darn it,
it's over. We're toast. We
Yep.
are toast.
oh no, we just gave up another goal.
sad.
We are freaking toast.
Well,
you see what happens,
I mean,
Andy, when you leave
as
when
we
you
could
leave the
expect.
chat, you go get your hair appointment. We lose.
Well,
Nah.
just call me Annie's still in the chat. Yes, she is. She never was.
It's all your fault, Annie.
Yeah, she's still here.
Yeah, you're still here.
Yeah.
And Annie, by the
Yes.
way, is a great Baltimore Ravens and Baltimore Orioles fan. We've experienced our teams playing her teams with her in Baltimore. Great, passionate fan, really welcoming and friendly. Go check out her vlogs of those games, by the way.
Camden Yards is great.
Oh yeah.
Sorry?
Camden Yards is great.
Yes, it is.
Love Camden Yards.
We were there earlier this year. Actually, we did.
Those yards.
We were there with Annie. And it was the greatest performance I've ever seen by a Major League Baseball player who had a hole in his pants.
Willie Adamus.
Yep.
Now see, CJ, in 4 years you'll have to go to a World Cup game. You'll have to come down here and see a World Cup game down here. I'll take you guys to the pyramids and.
Oh wow! Philly's going to be hosting some games though.
Oh,
yeah,
that's true.
Atlanta.
Philly
Yeah,
is-
Atlanta's gonna be hosting some games. So.
We are hoping and begging for Team USA to play in Philly on July 4th. On
that'd be awesome.
250th birthday.
You know what I
Is it gonna be in the summer next time, or
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's not gonna be in the
They'll be playing
winter?
June, July.
What I want to see.
Okay.
Tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
USA Portugal. So you get Ronaldo against Team USA on July 4th.
Is Ronaldo even going to be around?
Oh yeah, he'll be around. He should be.
He's still young enough to play in 26.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
No, he's not.
Oh yeah, he might not. Let me see. Is this Ronaldo's?
But you got to have USA England on July 4th in Philly.
Okay,
Oh
fair.
yeah, that would be the ultimate. U.S. and England.
He said it could be his final World Cup, but he hasn't confirmed it.
Oh, so then just get Ronaldo in the group.
Yeah.
Make it a group stage match. But the other really fun national team fan base I'm thinking of right now is Scotland. Those guys, those fans are crazy. Those fans are fun. There's almost like never fights, and they drink you out of the bar.
Yeah.
I mean, for those who are not 21 yet, obviously don't do that. But I mean, you get a Scotland Netherlands match going, the city will be drunk dry.
Mm-hmm.
But there'll be no fights. It is a fun atmosphere.
Here, I'm just getting just Annie's videos with us.
Now, see, the next World Cup is going to be in Canada, the U.S., and in Mexico.
Yep.
All three countries are
It's
going to
gonna
get
be
the host.
in North America.
All three are getting automatic bids too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine a college football playoff in Arizona, and like Arizona State gets an automatic bid.
Yeah.
That's a fun.
Kenny Dillingham's an interesting hire. I hope he does well, but I don't know.
Yeah, the former Oregon offensive coordinator, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not that for a corner kick. We got 5 minutes left to score 2 goals.
Well, but we're gonna get a corner kick, so we're gonna
Unfortunately, there hasn't been a lot of stoppage.
I'm known for grunting during soccer games.
We've actually been to 2 soccer games.
Oh,
Like international matches.
Yep. Twice we've seen international soccer. We saw the USA beat Panama in 2013 in the Gold Cup tournament in Chicago. And we saw when they played the Copa America here in the States, we saw Jamaica play Venezuela. Jamaican fans are another party.
Yeah, we've met some Jamaican fans. That's sporting events.
All right, quick question. The most fun party atmosphere you've ever had at any sporting event with a particular fan base that's been the most fun party fan base?
Wow.
I haven't really been to one, so I mean,
Okay. It's okay.
well, I mean, I've been to sporting events, but I mean, not where I really thought there was really a party atmosphere. But
I think the best one I went to was Army-Navy football. I mean, and maybe part of it is my heartstring because it is Army-Navy, but I mean, to me, if you have a bucket list, that should be on every man's bucket list to go see Army versus Navy. That's just so much fun.
Nice. Will, best party fan base you've ever experienced?
Best party fan base. That's tough. I've been to like a lot of big DC sports events. Notre Dame. I don't know. Best party. I mean, I guess being in the student section of basketball game's fun.
Yes.
That might be it. I don't know. I don't really have one that like totally sticks out though.
I'll tell you another good one, guys. And this was back when I was in the Marine Corps, so you're late 80s,
yeah,
early
so I need
90s.
to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
I went to a Duke, North Carolina basketball game. And I'll tell you what, when you get to see Duke play North Carolina and they're both highly ranked and it means something, that is an awesome game to go to.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with, and we have a video coming for this, but we haven't released it. The Penn Relays. And
That's true.
the Jamaicans there. We were there this year. We got some fun stories there, but they have just their horns and their just insane energy for racing. And we actually went and sat where a lot of them were, and just to get that high energy.
They had about 40,000 fans overall for the Penn Relays here in Philly. Half traveled from Jamaica. It's like Nebraska college football fans.
Nice.
That's how nuts they are about it. Now,
Kenny's saying
nothing personal to Vic 2, but I hope you're right. Nothing personal to Vic 2. But I still say the all-time winner of anything I've ever experienced is the Wisconsin Badgers fan. I cover the Badgers, obviously, covering their home games, seeing them travel on the road, seeing them in a Rose Bowl. But if it gives you a picture of just how bonkers they are, a friend of mine once went to a Rose Bowl where the Badgers won, then went out a few months later to LA on business. When they went to if we lose, it'll be called football again.
Oh, that hurts.
That's my boy Andrew in the chat, who Nick and I go to school with.
When they went to that Rose Bowl, the Badgers fans would descend on one bar in Pasadena every night. They would drink the place dry of beer by 9 o'clock. Every single night. So this friend of mine goes back to the bar in April when he goes to LA on business. And the bar owner comes up to him and recognizes him and is like, "You people were crazy. We could not stack enough beer for you. You were drinking our liquor dry. And yet we didn't have one behavioral problem. Not one. I do not understand you people from Wisconsin. You people are drunk and nice."
So here in the match, +6 extra time. That's about to go down to 5 as we are heading into the 91st minute of this.
Lane Stadium's crazy. I've been to a BT game because my sister goes there. Those are some wild fans.
Nice.
I mean, Notre Dame fans are just too well behaved, but Virginia Tech fans are something else.
True. I can see that. Marquette fans are very similar to Wisconsin Badgers basketball fans in their passion. It's just a smaller crowd because it's a small university. But when you go to even a Catholic school in the beer capital of the world, and you're 2 miles from the Miller Brewing plant, there's going to be a lot of beer. Scott and Michelle, Brewers fans at Miller Park, again, beer capital of the world. Northwestern and Nebraska fans in Evanston. Nebraska fans are nuts.
Yeah.
All right. You got a chanter in the box. Header out.
And we are headed into the 92nd minute now.
Yeah, they're in desperation mode here.
2 goals in 4 minutes.
Ridiculous desperation mode. It's been done. It's typically not done against defenses that pack 8 guys in the box.
Exactly. I mean, Netherlands here, if I can pull up the FIFA World Ranking.
And it's not Tennessee orange. It's a little bit darker.
Yeah. The men's world ranking.
Oh. Did one of our dudes just step on a Netherlands player's dreads?
Now, Sorgi, I should have worn my Alabama shirt today that says "Friends don't let friends wear orange."
Now, you might have had some issues with your grandfather.
No. Okay, let me explain this.
Yeah.
My grandfather was a West Virginia fan. He was born and raised in West Virginia. But for some reason, he had this love for both Tennessee and Alabama. But I don't even know if there was really a reason why. It was just he just liked them. And that was the thing.
He liked both the teams, which goes against all
how you can like both teams.
Yeah. And it's a header fest and a block shot fest in the box as we're in the 94th minute. Exactly, Toll Road. Blasphemous.
Exactly.
Netherlands, though, 8th in the world rankings, the Americans 16th going into today.
Yeah.
I have no idea how the world rankings are set up. I just know that that's what they're.
So neither of these teams would even come close to the college football playoff.
No.
As it stands now.
With the current the current teams, it would be Brazil, Belgium, Argentina, and France. With England and Italy looking in.
Well, Belgium, I don't know if Belgium would make it. They didn't make it out of their group either. Them and Germany.
Belgium, they didn't make it.
I have no idea what these are based off of. I'm just telling you what FIFA says. I think it's based on total points and the ratio of points.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a computer system. It's like the old BCS computer system. Thankfully, it's not used to decide who qualifies. Who qualifies to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of committees deciding. I'm not a fan of computers deciding. That's why I'm a big fan of having as many auto bids as you can to playoffs, to tournaments like this.
Well, and that's the nice thing about the NFL. The NFL, it's cut and dry. Your record tells you if you go. It's not a computer. It's not a committee, because every once in a while, that number 6 seed wins it all. They get to the Super Bowl. They win it all, and I mean.
That's how our Packers did it in 2010. But it's why I sort of suggested what I suggested for the 12-team playoff for college football. I also think for college basketball, they should expand it to 80, but add regular season champions for automatic bids.
See, now they're actually looking to go to 96. That's already being discussed. They're going to 96.
Yeah.
And that's just, and the top 32 get a bye. So there you go. We're getting buys again, and
But if you have 80 with both regular season and conference tournament champs, you get. That's it. That's it. I'll discuss that in a sec.
Yeah.
But we are all sad-faced. We are all sad-faced today. A better team beat us.
Yeah.
We're all sad-faced.
Great run for the Americans, though, getting here.
I mean, they reached their typical goal, which is to get into the knockout stage.
At least we beat Iran.
To make the knockout, it's a success. Mm-hmm. Cheese curds, that's what we need. Fried cheese curds.
Yeah, whenever.
There you go.
Give me some.
Yeah.
We have a video from the Tipsy Cow. We'll link it in at some point. But when you have 80, but you have both regular and conference tournament champions, you could have a flexible amount between 18 and 48 at-large bids. Because some teams could win the double, and in the case of winning the double, I would give them a first-round bye where possible. And you'd be able to give a first-round bye no matter what, guaranteed, as well as like the highest seeding in your conference. And Iran. It is Iran.
No, he's saying Iran.
It's Iran. I know that because we got the memo at the radio station that said you must call it Iran because that's what it is. But imagine conference tournament championship week in basketball. You don't know if there are going to be 19 at-large bids. You don't know if there are going to be 49. You better win your conference tournament if you want to get in. So by doing that, you make the regular season more important because you get an auto bid for the regular season. You make the conference tournament more important because you don't know how many teams are going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it wild. And then I think you get a better quality of team in the NCAA tournament anyway because you're adding regular season champions. I think it would be ridiculous fun for the whole sport. I mean, VCU, for example, would they need to then win their conference in some fashion to get in? I mean, how often have they ever been an at-large?
4 or 5. We usually win the regular season before we win the conference tournament. So usually the regular season team gets in, but not always.
I mean,
look it up.
That to me would be
Okay, I'm back.
sad.
Yep, sad. I just put in the chat.
You speak Dutch?
Oh, I Google Translate.
Of course.
Thanks to Google Translate for that one.
We've tried Uzbeki before in our videos with Google Translate. It ain't fun. So, all right.
Well, and unfortunately, this isn't like college football. We can't say, well, there's next year. We got to say, well, there's 4 years.
Exactly.
And you can't send like USA and Germany to the Saudi Arabia Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. USA has been down by Netherlands 3-1. Gentlemen, final thoughts on this match, on today in college football with the conference championship games. Give us your thoughts.
And on your
Final thoughts on this game. Well, of course, I'm, sad, of course, because we're,
Right.
going home. But, yeah.
Well, and the thing with this game is, like we said earlier, this is a young team. This is a building block. We did make it out of the group stage, which is awesome. Unfortunately, we played Netherlands, and I think Netherlands will be a Final Four team this year in this. So, I mean, we played a really good Netherlands team.
We lost.
So we can't really hang our heads too low.
3-1.
And at least we scored. That was important. At least we got a goal. So
That's it.
I can see better things coming in 4 years.
Yeah, definitely excited for 2026. That's what we're looking forward to.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Definitely for you soccer fans. Go to a World Cup match, especially in Atlanta, where Atlanta United matches, Nick, are fantastic. Those were a blast. Go to the matches in Mexico City. Ty Guy, you are going to be in an insane party atmosphere. In a city that will host the World Cup for the 3rd time, by the way.
And unfortunately, I'm in a country who has never won the World Cup.
In a country that loves it as much as they do, but they've never done it.
Yeah.
What if USA and Mexico get in the same group?
Well, unfortunately, they're not going to do that because since
they're hosts,
they're not going to put Canada, US, or Mexico in the same group because they want them to play in their own countries. But what happens if the US wins their group and Mexico is second in their group, or Mexico wins their group and US is second, and then we got to play each other in the first round of, the 16.
Uh-oh.
You think?
Yeah, and then we're gonna get kicked out in the 16
Nope.
again.
Last time we played Mexico in a knockout stage game, we beat them 2-0.
Oh, we beat Mexico last time. Wow.
Yep. So it's very doable. But that's like Alabama, Auburn in a college football playoff game, an Iron Bowl game in a playoff, which, by the way, could happen this year with Michigan, Ohio State.
Only it would be the game, but yeah, I guess it would be the game part 2. Right?
I would want to find a bar on the Michigan-Ohio border and watch it there, that game, and just listen to the explosions around me. Or like Notre Dame, Michigan.
But I will tell you, though, today, if TCU loses, if by any chance you got 2 Big Ten teams and 2 SEC teams in the playoff, a lot of people are going to be mad. But I want the same people to be mad to think about this, and I've said this all year. The Big Ten, the ACC, and the Pac-12 need to each open up their checkbooks and give the SEC about $5 million each, because last year they cried and complained, and they didn't get the playoffs to expand any earlier. They had to wait, and now it's not going to expand until 2024. Because this would have been a year for an expanded playoff, because you've got some teams sitting at number 8, sitting at number 9, who could upset some of the top teams.
Yup.
This is one of those years that I've sometimes screamed there's not enough parity in college football. This year there has been.
Exactly. And you look at the transfer portal. You look at, Alabama this year is actually going to probably end up with 11 to 12 people in the transfer portal. We're cleaning house. We're getting rid of some players. And with the NIL, you're going to have parity, because a 5-star is not going to sit on Alabama's bench now for 3 years and wait their turn. They want the money now. So they're going to come for a year. They're going to take a chance that they're going to get to start. They're going to get to play. And when they see that they're not, they're going to go to a Wisconsin. They're going to go to an Iowa. They're going to go to, somewhere that they can go and play immediately and make some NIL money.
Your feelings, guys? On NIL and the ability for parity to expand?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, look at what Louisville is doing now with their money. But the thing is, though, you got to have the right coach in there for NIL to work. Like, you look at what happened with Texas A&M and Jimbo. Utter disaster. So
yeah, I've heard that it's not
just throw the money. Throwing money at players doesn't always equal wins. You got to have the right coach staff in there.
Yeah, I've heard that it's not always just about the recruiting. It's also about culture. So
yeah.
Well, and Texas A&M is the perfect example. I don't want a player to come to Alabama because he's going to make $2 million. I want him to come to Alabama because he wants to play against the best. He wants to be the best.
Yep.
Because the money you make in college to any one of us is huge money. I mean, if you got offered $1 million, but that is peanuts compared to what you could make if you come to Alabama, Notre Dame, a big school, play for 3 or 4 years, become the best, and be a top 10 draft pick. You're talking multi-million dollars guaranteed. So it's nice that we're able to pay players, especially the ones, from poor communities who can help their parents with rent and stuff like that. But the big money isn't college. You go to college to get to the pros. And that should be the ultimate goal. So I don't like Quentin Ewers. He made $1 million at Ohio State. Oh, I'm not going to play, so now I'm going to go to Texas. He's chasing the money now. I'm not in for the players who chase the money now. I would rather see the ones who want to work, invest, and then become pros.
I think what you might be getting sort of at the opposite of what Tolroyd is saying. His feeling, once you're good at a lesser program, you'll go to the big money schools. And I think what you're saying is it's the reverse.
You will have some of, like Nick Saban warned. I mean, we get the top portal players to come to Alabama for a year or two to try to win. But there's a lot of great players at Alabama who are entering the transfer portal. We have a 5-star and a 4-star wide receiver right now in the transfer portal. So we're giving up players, but they want the money. They don't want to put the time in to,
Yeah. Our favorite troll, who's an Alabama fan, Bet in the house.
It's the Bet. Yeah.
Oh man.
But what
It's
about
like if
Alabama? Well, I
TCU
guess we'll just have to wait and see. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens between TCU and Kansas State.
But see,
Yeah,
when
I'm
you bring a Bama fan in, I always like to ask a Bama fan, how old are
Lions.
you, and when did you become a Bama fan? Are you a Nick Saban only Bama fan, or do you remember Mike DeBose? Do you remember do you remember the heartaches? Because if you don't remember the heartaches,
Mike
you
Shula.
surely don't appreciate the wins.
Lions.
I
Yeah,
remember Bill Curry as well.
Lions.
Better human being than coach.
Yeah.
Outstanding human being, but he couldn't get it done at Bama.
No.
Um,
Steve Perkins was another one. I love the guy. Steve Perkins was a great guy, just couldn't get it done at Alabama. You know, I mean.
yeah.
It's like Notre Dame. There are only a few coaches who can win at certain particular program.
Yeah.
Well, and everybody talks about, well, we're going to get Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney, to me, doesn't have the temperament to win at Alabama. He's a nice guy in that. And if you look at Alabama's winners, Bear Bryant, a hard butt. Gene Stallings, a hard. Nick Saban, hard. You know, the softer coaches, for whatever reason, don't get it done at Alabama. You got to be, you know, a hard.
And if you don't win in Alabama, you are more prone to lose when coaching the Cincinnati Bengals, as Mike Shula was, as the toll road expresses.
I do want to say to Bet's comment about my volcano.
Dan
That's at
Shula.
Philadelphia City.
Who is Dan? Who is Dan Shula?
Yeah,
Dan. He went Dan Shula.
Yeah, I know he meant Dan.
Yeah.
Dan Shula. I was gonna say, who is Dan
Or
Shula?
Don Shula, sorry.
Yeah. Still.
You know, though, we brought Mike Shula in, though, because he was a quarterback at Alabama. So we thought, you know, he had the connections. We'd bring him in. And
that's why you don't typically hire proteges of your greatness.
Right.
I mean, like, remind me, Will, were there any Notre Dame proteges of Lou Holtz who tried? I mean, wasn't Bob Davie one of them?
Yeah, well, Davey actually forced Lou to resign. So Davey was ragging on Lou for not really caring that much about academics. And the administration back then didn't really care about the football team. So Davey kind of got Lou fired. So that was a bridge burned. Fans hated Davey. It never really worked out.
So he Jimbo Fishered him. Kind of like Jimbo Fisher did to Bobby Bowden, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Final thoughts as we wrap this discussion up on USA, on college football games coming up, on the playoff, anything. Floor is yours, guys.
Well, I know the soccer was a disappointment for everybody, but I think today you're going to see some really good football. I think, you know, we got the TCU Kansas State's getting ready to kick off. I think that is going to be a great game.
Right now, we got Toledo and Ohio are on right now.
Yeah, you know, and I think, unfortunately, I don't think Georgia and LSU is going to be much of a game. I think Georgia's going to handle them pretty easy. The Michigan game could be interesting against Purdue, depending on which Purdue team shows up. And also keep in mind which Michigan team shows up. Michigan has struggled against Maryland. You know, they didn't look good against Indiana. So, you know, what team shows up there, that could be an interesting game. And I really think we're going to end it. I really think that Clemson-North Carolina game is going to be very interesting and a very good game.
And that's why I wish it was an automatic big game.
Yeah.
Where such an interesting contest would mean something for the national title chase. Vic.
Well, and think about this, Jay. What other sport has 5 big conferences, but only 4 teams make the playoffs? So you got 5 conferences and only 4 spots. So, you know, that never made sense to me.
Exactly. They remember with Scott and Michelle, the rules of NIL, meaning that players can actually make money off their licensing their name and their image. It's not salary, but they can get paid.
Yeah.
So
it was the Pony Excess.
Yeah.
Yep. It's going to be interesting to see if Freeze can recruit while competing against other people that are handing out money to their athletes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he did anything he really wanted at Ole Miss, and no one else did the same stuff. But now everyone else is doing the same
fumble
stuff.
And an immediate. We had a fumble and an immediate recovery. So not down yet before the ball comes out.
So, anything else you guys have? Any other final?
Well, the one thing that's surprising me is I just turned on the TCU Kansas State game, and Herb Street is announcing this game. I figured out of all the games today, Herb Street is at the Big 12. I would have figured, with his name, he'd have been at least the Big 10.
I thought you'd be at the ACC, but I thought you'd be at the ACC.
I think it's because it's going to decide a playoff spot.
Yeah, it was either going to be. It was either.
Yeah, they had game day. Yeah, they had game day at the Big 12 too. So.
But now with Plains in that, does he leave this game and does he go ahead and go to the ACC also? Because a lot of times, he goes to game day in one state, and then 6 hours later he's calling a game.
Just hop on a plane and call a game somewhere else. Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's just enough time. They might have a backup color commentator sitting there, but I think you might see a 3-man booth tonight. That would be fun.
So might be able to fly from Dallas to Indy or Charlotte. Yeah.
And with this World Cup match, we didn't get a chance to see if Lee Corso wore a horn frog.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
He did. Yeah, he did wear a horn frog. Yeah, he did.
Nice. That is.
You know what? Corso sometimes is the kiss of death. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes you hope he picks against you.
Like Corso, don't put that leprechaun outfit on. Don't do it, Corso.
They didn't. They didn't give Ohio the fumble. So.
But I just love seeing Corso wear the weirder mascot head. That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
That's the fun of it.
So
Jay, I want to thank you, Jay, for having us today. This was a lot of fun.
I wanted to thank you. Thank you, guys. This is a blast.
Yeah.
Absolute blast.
Just did the quick research.
Okay.
It's a little over 2 hours from Dallas, Fort Worth to Charlotte. Just flying time.
Touchdown Toledo.
So he theoretically could get there in time for kickoff. He wouldn't have much time, but theoretically he could get there with just enough time.
If he has a police escort from to and from both airports, he could do it.
Yeah.
So taxpayers will be paying for Kirk Street.
He would be on a private jet. He's on a private jet.
Disney would be paying, but yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Jay, Jay, are you giving us 4 years? Are you giving us 4 years now to brush up on our soccer, and then the next World Cup we're really going to announce the USA games? And
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Man, we'll have you be our Mexico bureau.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. We'll just have to find a Canadian. We'll have to find a Canadian. We'll have all 3 spots.
What about now we're not going to have to watch games at 10 a.m.
True.
They will be in American time.
Although I actually like these morning times.
I do.
Because you usually don't have sports going on while you're waking up. Right. And it's something that we all enjoy.
That's true.
Before being broken apart watching our other teams.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're all on the same side for a couple hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because what would have happened? What would have happened if the World Cup match was at 2:00 and there's championship games on, or that would have made it hard.
And the crazy part is that the way the World Cup schedules it, they pre-select the time before they find out who's playing in those games. Yeah. So USA could have played at 6 a.m. They might have played at 2 p.m. Yeah. And Fox and FS1 would have been up a tree. Yeah. So they got lucky. They got lucky. It won't be as bad with a summer setup because they'll only really be competing against baseball.
Yeah, you got baseball to compete,
Right.
and most baseball is
the NBA finals.
Right. So why did they do the World Cup in the winter this year?
Because it's a southern continent. So it's summer there. It's their summer. It's our winter.
Oh, that's why it's summer in the southern hemisphere.
Think of the heat of Arizona and add 20 more degrees.
Yeah.
Right. And I know that Qatar was south of the equator.
Yeah, I always thought Qatar was north.
It's north, but it's so close.
Yeah, it's right there on the line, so they consider. Yeah.
Yeah, see, because the line goes through Africa, and that's not too far away from.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I thought that the weather is always the same there.
I mean,
year round.
It's like 85, 90 degrees now.
Yeah.
In Qatar.
Yeah, but isn't it like that year round though?
No,
it's like
110, 120. Yeah, you're gonna burn up in the summer.
I mean, and that's gonna be something to think about too with matches in Mexico in June. Yeah. They're gonna have to play a lot of night games.
Yeah.
Well, and do you remember when it was in Brazil? They had built-in timeouts so they could get water breaks, and
and that's in Brazilian winter too.
Yeah.
And it's still so warm. No. So I mean, you might have built-in timeouts for the matches in Mexico. You won't have to worry about that with the games in Texas and in Arizona if they play there, because you've got domes.
Yeah,
that's right. In Atlanta, you have a dome.
Yeah, but in LA, I mean, it depends on if you play at SoFi or the Rose Bowl.
It's probably gonna be at SoFi. Yeah, would be my guess. Yeah.
See, and we should play our big matches. Why don't we play our big matches in Denver? You know, and that's the other problem with coming to Mexico City. A lot of people don't understand. Denver is the mile high. Yep. Mexico City is 1.6 miles high. Yep. We're even higher than Denver. So you come to Mexico City, and for 2 or 3 days, your breathing is not right.
So it's the mile high and the mile and a half high.
And the mile and a half high.
The 2K high.
Yeah. And the other thing with Mexico City is you're not only dealing with altitude, you're dealing with LA and Chinese smog. You know, I mean, so it's not even great air you're breathing.
You ever been, guys? You ever been to LA in the morning and experienced the Los Angeles smog morning?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
The afternoons are fantastic in LA. The mornings stink.
Oh yeah. I remember that when I was in LA. Yeah.
Will, have you ever been to Notre Dame USC in LA?
No, I haven't been to I haven't been to LA.
Go. The Coliseum is like nothing else.
All the Notre Dame fans say that's a dump, but I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, the only issue you have is going to be flight costs because it's during Thanksgiving weekend. But hotels are going to be cheap in LA because they have so many. That's a ball.
I never got to see a good sunset over the ocean because it was always cloudy in the evenings. So I never got to see a good sunset. But, yeah.
We should link in the
I can do that.
The Kelly's Lot video.
I guess at Adam at San Francisco, but
yeah.
I mean, then you couldn't really see it because it was kind of blocked off by the land.
We're going to put a link in to the most awesome sunset we ever saw.
Yeah.
When we went to LA and was on the beach for a concert by some friends of ours, the sunset along the Pacific is unbeatable. Unfreaking beatable. Absolutely. Gentlemen, we got to do this again.
Yes.
4 years from now, we got to do this. Great idea, Ty guy.
It'll give me 4 years to study up on all the players and.
You too.
hopefully we can do it sooner than that with just football.
Amen.
Well, why don't you guys think of a couple bowl games? Maybe we'll do a few bowl games.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
If you're interested, who does Wisconsin play? Maybe we do a Wisconsin bowl game if you guys aren't going, or
Yeah,
because I think everybody's going to do the championship game. Everybody will do the championship games, but if you want to do some bowl games, I mean, there's always some really good matchup in bowl games.
For me, it would
what
have to be a Saturday bowl
a
game
throw
because-
by Max Duggan. That's a great
Sorry?
throw. I said that's a really good throw by TCU.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for him it would have to be a Saturday, but you can also check me out. I'm on Stat Sheet Sports and Chicago Sports Network.
That's right. And maybe we could get together to stream the Potato Bowl or something.
But yeah, so if when I'm on my Christmas break and there are bowls going on, you will probably see me on there. The Rose Bowl and all those are on the 2nd. That's a Monday, but I have off school that day. So I'll probably be doing those games with them.
Because I won't be able to because I'll be working that
Yeah.
day. Gentlemen, this has been a blast. This has been a blast.
Yeah.
Everybody, check out Ty Guy. Check out Will ND. Check out VicTube Productions. All of them.
Here, let me grab the link.
Go check them all.
Jay, we gotta get you on Tie Guy Jeopardy.
Yeah, you got to come
Sorry?
over to Jeopardy one night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some night after I'm dead at KYW News Radio, I'll have to pop on.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be spur of the moment to find out when I can, but I will
Yeah,
definitely
so I subscribe to both of you guys. So
Awesome. I'm subbed to you too, Vic.
Yeah, I will sub you as soon as we get off of here.
Let's all subscribe to each other and everyone else subscribe to us. All 4. Like, share, subscribe, and
Hit that bell.
ding, 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 as we say in Philadelphia with the Liberty Bell, and as Apollo Creed told Rocky Balboa at the end of Rocky 3.
Yeah. And you can follow us on Instagram, Soldier Stories, and check out us our group on Facebook.
And shout out your socials, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do socials. I'm too old.
I'm Marcus_Air on Twitter.
What are you, Will? Here, I'll get that.
I follow Jay. I'll follow you too.
Hold on.
Okay.
Vic, what about you? Any
What are your socials?
right. Well, let's see. Well, I do have let's see. We do have Facebook, I got Instagram. I've got TikTok, and I've got Twitter. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, there's Will on Twitter. Vic, what's your Twitter handle?
Yeah, it's at VicTubePro. Yeah, because apparently there was like a 15 character limit, so I couldn't make it be VicTube Productions. So I'm just at VicTubePro.
We love you, Scott Michelle. You are awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Got it?
No, not yet. I'm
Okay.
trying. What's your at handle? At VicTube?
Yeah,
Pro?
it's at VicTubePro. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. For Ty Guy, for VicTube, for Will ND, for little buddy for Anthony, I am Daddy. And in the voice of Bob Euchre, the great voice of the Milwaukee Brewers,
Not long from the Sorgy Sports Studios in Philadelphia.
USA 2020. See ya.